Oh, I need to talk about my balls. Alright, I'm Craig and this is Diary of an Angry Scottish Golfer. This is a weekly YouTube video series that I do, just tracks my progress trying to get better at golf, trying to get down to a scratch handicap. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy golf videos, golf vlogs, anything YouTube golf related, please consider subscribing. New videos come out every Tuesday at 6 PM. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers because once I do, all the money that is generated through this channel will be donated to All Spain Rescue Dogs, which is a rescue dog charity, obviously. So basically, if you subscribe, you're donating to charity. It makes you a good person. So, you good purse. This week's video, we're 7 days away from the start of competitions at the club that I play at. We're 7 days away from basically the season kicking off. I've always been someone who's struggled quite a bit with nerves. I was speaking to the chap I see for golf psychology during our last session. Quite a good thing for me to do would be to try and develop a pre-shot routine. Having a pre-shot routine is something I've never bothered with before. Reason being, I associate pre-shot routines with people who are really slow at golf. One of the things that Tom and I were discussing was, well, why do I feel pressure? Well, I feel pressure because I want to shoot good scores and I want to get my handicap down really low. That is like what we consider to be quite an ego motivator. So like I'm motivated by that because I want to be a scratch handicapper and I want people to think I'm good and I want to say I'm off scratch and all this nonsense. And that's a very unstable measure of success. If my measure of success is what I score and my measure of success is what my handicap is, I'm never going to be very happy because everyone who's ever played golf ever to any level knows one day you'll play good, another day you'll play bad. The nature of the game is what keeps you coming back for more. If your motivator is score, handicap, then my mood would go up and down. But yeah, you know what? I'm not going to say you. I'm going to say me. Because that was my motivation, my moods would go up and down based on how I scored. So if I scored really well on a Saturday, it'd be a great day, it'd be a great weekend. If I scored shite, I'd be raging to the point where I'd want to quit and all this dramatic, childish nonsense. We were looking at that and you'll hear quite a lot with the guys on the telly. They talk about just like sticking to the process, working on the process. The reason for that is a much more stable measure of success. My genuine measure of success is how well I've executed the process. Then it's a lot less likely that my moods are going to fluctuate. Tom and I came up with a game that I play within golf. And I've been doing this for a few months now and a couple of times I've done very well at it and a couple of times I've done really poorly at it. But the game that I play when I'm playing golf, game within a game, it's like Inception. The game I play when I'm playing golf is called a circle game. So the way this works is if for every shot on a hole that I was 100% immersed in the process, not the outcome of the shot, I wasn't bothered where it went. If I do that, then I get a circle on that hole. I'd literally write a circle, the scorecard if I'm marking it down. Look, obviously with COVID, you've not been using scorecards recently, but we still have them at the club, so I've drawn circles. People have asked me, like, what the fuck are you, why is there circles on your scorecard? This is the reason why. This is something I do. So what I'm out here to do tonight, I'm gonna play 6 holes, run through a pre-shot routine, and I'm gonna try and get 6 circles. That's my measure of success. Not how many shots I hit, it's not how well I hit it. If I get my 6 circles, I'm gonna give myself a little treat when I get home. That's what the nature of this video is, me not so much bothered about the shots themselves, trying to genuinely do my circle game because, like I say, I am quite nervous about the season starting next week. I've always been like that. Always want to do really well, and that's because my measure of success is my score. Whereas your genuine measure of success is the circle game, well, there's zero pressure at all because how easy is it to just concentrate on your process? This is a long introduction and then I actually tried to re-edit it because I thought, oh, people will get bored. Because on YouTube you can check how long people watch your videos for and like if people are liking your videos, not liking your videos. But to be honest, that's not the reason I started this. I started this because I needed an outlet for my madness. So to be honest, I don't really give a f. 6 holes, full immersion on the pre-shot routines, not remotely interested in the outcome of the shot. If I react to the outcome of the shot and I don't get my little treat, and I really want that treat. So here we go, pre-shot routine stuff. So I genuinely don't know if this has been, like if this phrase or whatever has been coined before. If it hasn't, I feel like it's quite a good little catchy phrase. The way I see it, a pre-shot routine has 3 parts. Think of it as like P-R-E. So the first part of your pre-shot routine, preparation. So that's what you do before the shot. So for me, like obviously this is lying, perfect because it's on a mat, absolutely flat cam. I just really need the number. 145 yards, downhill slightly. Pins at the front, plenty of room, big. Conditions are absolutely perfect. Couldn't get a nicer night. Lie, absolutely perfect. Couldn't get a nicer lie. So number, 145 yards, downhill, probably playing slightly less than that. What do I think of that? All right, well, that's a 9-iron. I promise this isn't going to be this long on every shot. I just have to explain it. Otherwise the video doesn't make sense. Right, so preparation for me then, the 9-iron. Preparation, done. R. Right, so then I need to rehearse the shot. So that's a practice swing. For me, the things I'm working on, I'm trying to get a bit flatter at the top. It's just something I'm working on. So, right, I've done my rehearsal, I've got my swings, I've done my preparation, I know my number, I've done my rehearsals. So the E execution. So that's it. Now I've done what I need to do. Process again, so I'm just gonna pick my target, grand, execute, that's it. Done. Done everything I could do. Hit that straight at it. Go, go, go. And I've hit that to, I don't know, maybe like 20 foot left of the hole, but that doesn't matter. In the preparation stage, I did pick a target, but I didn't tell you that I'd picked a target. I just picked it inadvertently in my head, but I realised I have to enunciate what I'm doing. Enunciate's not the right word there. Fucking idiot, why do you always try and use long words on these videos? It don't make sense. I need to talk about my balls. One of the things that helps with quieting my mind is something that Tom was telling me to do. It's called like developing quiet eyes. So when you're nervous on a shot or bothered about an outcome of whatever a golf shot, studies they've done with players that tracks their retinal movement. Basically your eyes move around all over the place when you're dead nervous over a shot. So a good way to stop thinking about the outcome and a good way to like train your mind is to give it, like preoccupy it with something, and the way to do that is by having quiet eyes. So basically I've drawn little dots around my balls. That sounds normal. Drawn little dots around my golf ball so that wherever it lands, typically I'll be able to see one of these, and when I'm standing over it, instead of me thinking like typically, I'm on camera, don't hit a bad shot, oh my god, I'm playing a medal, oh Christ, this is for a birdie. If you genuinely just stare at this to the point where your eyes are almost watering, like you're really focused on it, your brain can't really concentrate on that and then think about this other stuff. I use a line when I'm lining up my putts, so I'll line up my putts and then I'll just stare at these dots that are around it, and it gives me something to do. It stops me, I don't know, thinking. But it doesn't stop me thinking, I'm not perfect, no one is. Apart from maybe, I don't know, The Rock. Seems like a pretty good guy. Got about 13 feet downhill, left to right break. So what I'm gonna do is again run through the process. So I think if it was to run through an imaginary hole about here, so if it was to run straight through this hole, then it would have a pretty good chance of going in, maybe even more. Yeah, if it's to run through there. So that's the point. I'm not bothered about the outcome of this putt. That's what I think, that's my process. Yeah, do I trust that line? I do trust that line, that's it, done. Preparation would be the read, everything I've done. Rehearsal, so it's about 13 feet downhill. Rehearsal done. Execution stage now, so line my putt up. Happy with that. Now I'm just going to look at the dot. A little bit hard, but again, it's not bothered about the outcome. I've still got a circle, so that's good. Right, so preparation, I've done the line. Rehearsal, this is just a short little tap in. Line it up. Good. First hole done. Right, so I'm gonna have a laser of that bunker. I'm in my preparation stage. 216 yards to that bunker. Again, I mean, there's not really any wind tonight. Club choice is made, committed to my 2-iron. My line, there's a bushy tree on the right, like right half of the fairway. That's my line. Preparation stage done. I've got my little circle on the golf ball that I can look at. Little dot, I'll call it a dot because the circle is the game we're playing, I guess. Right, so yep, I'm happy with that. A couple of rehearsals. In the rehearsals, I'm letting myself think technically because I'm quite a technical player. Happy days, right? Rehearsal's done, I'm comfortable with that. Commit to my circle game, no bothered at all about the outcome. Pick my line, done, happy days. Rehearsal's done, right, the easy part now. Turned it over a tad. It was a good strike. Pretty sure it carried the bunker, so it should be fine. So far, so good. Got my circle, move on. Try and make these videos as light-hearted as I can because it's just like a little hobby that I have. If people enjoy it, that's great. Like, I do like that. It makes me feel nice whenever people message me. If ever people say, I'll watch your videos, and I quite like them. That's really nice to hear. Probably the least nervous I've felt on camera. I do get quite nervous when I'm making these videos, which is why I do them, because it simulates how you feel in a competition. I actually ended up in the bunker. So preparation stage again. How far have I got? 143 yards to a middle pin. So I've got room, big and short. Fairway bunker shot. So I need to get it up quite quick. This is a fairly shallow lip. The ball's on an upslope anyway, so that's gonna help me out to get the ball up in the air. 143 yards. Again, conditions are absolutely perfect. I'm gonna hit a 9-iron. So preparation, done. That's as quick as that, done. Well, I don't know how quick that was, but talking it through, it's done. So rehearsal, again. I know that went turned over because I didn't do what I need to do swing-wise. Specific rehearsal for this fairway bunker shot. For me, I've always found that I just try and quieten my legs down a little bit and stand a little bit taller than I usually would, like less flexion of my knees, because I want to kind of peck it off the ground. Oh, sorry, yeah, preparation for this, I'm just gonna aim middle of the green. There's a tree behind it. Preparation done, rehearsal done. Right, wherever it goes, that's fine, I'm happy with that. So stand up a little bit taller. Picked off the ground. Picked off the sand quite well. Might need to go a little. The ground's a bit hard, so it might have bounced on. Okay. Oh my days. Like I say, I've done this game quite a few times over the winter. I've tried anyway. One of the rounds I got 16 circles and I shot 68, 1 under in a really difficult windy day. Another time 4 under through 6 and I had 5 circles up to that point. And then I thought, fucking hell, this is to go 4 under. And I didn't have any circles for the rest of the round. So this is a fairly basic pitch. So yeah, preparation stage, how's it lying? It's not sitting the best. How am I gonna play it? I need to get it running out towards the flag. I've never been great at imagining a landing spot. I'm more like imagine the whole shot feel. So I'm already into this rehearsal stage because there's not a lot thinking that's gonna go into the shot. It's more feel. Yeah, kind of like that. So like this is the thing, with a pre-shot routine, I'm not counting the amount of practice strokes I have or practice swings I have, right? So everything done. Pushed that quite a lot. This is my bad little pitchy one, but it's not the outcome. The outcome's not what we're bothered about. I've done everything I wanted to do. It wasn't the best shot. I knocked it to 10 feet. My read, which I'm happy with. Yeah, that's definitely on my read. Right, so that's that taken care of. Rehearsal, 10-foot putt. Okay, so let's rehearse. Happy with that. Rehearsal done. Clean it up. Done, easy, lovely. My mood is so much more level. So the tee is way down there, so I need to do my prep a little bit here. This is when it comes in handy that you play this, I play this course all the time, so I know part of the prep's done, like I know the club choice. One of the reasons I'd avoided doing this in the past was because I thought people are really slow if they have a pre-shot routine, but that's not the case. Like, pre-shot routine doesn't have to be, I have 3 practice swings, take 3 steps into it, then I do this, then I do this. For me anyway, the routine is just giving me something to direct my nervous energy into. That helps me because like I say, I'm not ashamed to admit, like I'm nervous for next Saturday. It's just a random medal. Fuck knows how people play on telly. Still in my prep stage because I've got my club, I don't need to think about that. The pin's on the right hand side. My shape is a draw. There's out of bounds all the way up the left here, so I don't want to go near that. Pick my target accordingly with my shape and also to avoid that. So for me, big trees just behind the green, that's where my line is. So preparation done, rehearsal again. Need to feel like I get that pointed over there. So really want to point that over there because that stops me hooking it. Right, prep done, rehearsal done. Easy part now, I just need to stare at that dot and execute. No bother whatsoever about the outcome. Done all the hard work. Get down. So I hit my bad one there again. My bad one, which is a hook at the moment. Might be out of bounds, might be okay. Like I said, I get quite nervous for stuff, and it's because I want to do well. And I was speaking to Tom and I was saying, like, I practice a lot, so I feel like I deserve good scores. I feel like I deserve to do well. But this was quite interesting. He said, you're not practicing to perform, you're practicing to prepare. So practicing to give yourself the best opportunity to do well, but you're not practicing to actually perform well because it's just not something you can control. So I called it, like I said, it was quite close to the out of bounds. And it is quite close to the out of bounds, a couple of feet. Preparation again, I can already see this is not sitting very well. 95 yards, the pin's at the very back of the green. Ground's really hard, so it's gonna run out. So for me, usually I would play a 52, but my preparation stage in my pre-shot routine is gonna take me away from that because of how bad this is sitting. Instead of hitting a 52, I think it's going to come out quite hot, so I'm going to hit a pitching wedge lightly. My target's going to be, there's a farmhouse behind the green and there's a little tree there, so I'm going to aim at that. Well, a big tree, but it looks little from where I am. Little Bighorn, General Custer. Right, so prep done, rehearsal. So I said it was 95 yards. So for me, what does 95 yards feel like on this? I feel like I've got the feel for 95 yards, got my target. So now I'm just going to try and repeat that. Copy that feel. Target. I've got a nice little dot on the ball, which I'm going to stare at. Pulled it. Go. Sit. Yeah, it's fine. So again, although I said earlier, like I don't want to react, but You can tell there's a difference between the reactions I typically have, where I'm like, oh, that's fucking shite, and the reactions I'm having tonight. 17.5 feet for birdie. Would take that when my ball was hurtling towards the out of bounds a couple of minutes ago. So I think if my ball to run through this point, then it would go in. I've got my straight line along there. This is my point. So I'm gonna double the distance from my straight line, aim about there somewhere. Good, that's a good read. Preparation done, rehearsal, so it's 17.5 feet. It feels about right. Line it up. Bang on line, greens are a little bit slower tonight than I thought. Good. Yep, another circle. Making a concerted effort to not say the score. So I've had 3 pars, that's not what my measure of success is tonight, or any night going forward. My measure of success is how many circles we got. One good thing now is like the travel restrictions have been eased in Scotland, so I can start playing other courses, which is nice. Preparation here. It's a par 5, so my club's picked for me, I'm hitting driver. Really, it's just a case of, well, where's my line? Obviously, I'm turning everything over a little bit more than I'd like to tonight, but that's just the way it is. Line of the fairway, there's some trees just to the right of it. Used to be called Lion King tree because it looked like the tree at the Lion King. We're not very creative here. Rehearsal done. Circle again. Right, so we're 3 to 3. Bounce left. It was a bit heely, totally concentrated on the process. Ended up like slap bang down the middle about because of how hard the ground is. Well, it's a par 5 and I'm just walking past the 200 yards in sign now, so 195 yards away. Ground's quite hard. 5-iron was about 200 yards, probably the club. So all these little things that are factored into the prep, right? This is something that I'm articulating. Good word. The ball's above my feet, so that I know immediately part of my prep that the ball's going to want to draw more than it usually would. I'm going to aim this a bit further right than I usually would. I read in Tiger Woods' book when I was a kid that you shouldn't ever aim your shot that if it goes straight, it'll end up in trouble. I'm going to break that rule because I'm not Tiger Woods. Bunker on the right. If it goes in there, to be honest, not the end of the world. It's not the hardest up and down in the world. Prep done, rehearsal done, execution time. That is drawing quite a bit, yeah. In terms of where it ended up, I think maybe carried the bunker on the left-hand side of the green because it did turn over quite a lot. Might be at the back of the green, might be putting for an eagle, might not, doesn't matter. Did I get my circle? Yep, got my circle. Move on. If you get really good at this, where I think this could help, if you're on a score, like for me, being like a couple under with a few to go, and the nerves start kicking in because you're so concentrated on the outcome. Whereas if you can immerse yourself 100% in running through the process, which is what I'm doing, my prep, my rehearsal, and my execution, if you can get really, really good at that, and like I say, I'm not mentioned the score once. I'm genuinely not bothered about the score. Interesting if you can continue to do that if you get to like 4 or 5 under, because like I say, that's where I came undone doing this, because I was doing this amazingly. I was marrying up good technique, like I was swinging well that day, hitting it good, putting well, just showed up and just kind of had my game, and I was doing this, what I'm doing now, and I got to 4 under, 3 or 4 under through the first like 5 holes. It just went. I think my genuine thought was, fucking hell, you could shoot like 61 today, and then after that, it was not good. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. I'm not about that life, bro. I'm just talking about what I'm doing. For me, this isn't sitting great, so I've probably got about 30 yards. I need to land it maybe halfway there, and it'll run out. Feel it. Sit. Yeah, it's just so hard underfoot. Pretty bad pitch, but 15 feet. You've still got 15 feet for birdie. Definitely hole it. A cup outside left. Rehearsal. A little bit slow. Clean it up, concentrate on my point. Jumped off the putter face. That was turning in it, jumped, gonna hit something there. No worries, a couple of par 3s to finish, which is always nice. It's 146 yards downhill, so playing slightly less than that. Perfect lie, hardly any wind at all. I mean, it's absolutely nothing. For me, again, prep, 9-iron. Great book that I would recommend is a book called Lowest Score Wins. Statistician wrote it. Gives you a lot of like really useful, applicable insights into golf and like ways that you can make yourself better. Not through swing changes or anything, the way you think about stuff. So one of the things that always sticks out in my head is if you're not better than scratch and you're outside of 100 yards, you would do well to aim at the middle of every green, regardless of where you are. So that's always in the back of my head. So I forget sometimes to say as part of the prep where I'm aiming, but I'm aiming at the middle of the screen. So there's a really easy aim point. There's a tree just left of the flag, which is what I'm aiming at. Prep done. So rehearsal. Try and feel like it's a little bit more laid off. Done. Grand. Execution. I'm almost there. I'm almost done. Look at my little point. Struck that well. Right down it. Be the club. I mean, that's pretty close, it's right down it. It's quite dark now, so between shots sometimes my mind will wander and I'll think about the result of a shot. So like I've knocked it in quite close there, so I'm like, ooh, try and get a birdie. Quite anxious. A good way to do that is like I try and think of my mind as like a time machine. So what my mind now is a time machine that's gone into the future and it's thinking about the result of this putt. Sometimes my mind's a time machine that goes into the past, thinks about the result of other shots. The game is to just keep your time machine in the present. This is like serious delving into my insane brain. I'm playing my little time machine game, playing my circle game. I got ahead of myself, future, straight back to the present, run my process. Whether it goes in, whether it doesn't matter. Go through the prep. There, yeah, that's bang on. Bang on my apex. So done. 6 feet. Good, circle. Yeah, that's fine. Ticked another hole off, another circle, done. I certainly tie emotions to shots. One of them would be the embarrassment of missing a short putt, where your motivation's in the wrong place, negatively thinking about the putt. So I tried it, I ran my process like, that's fine, done. Move on, happy. 147 yards. Whilst it's slightly uphill and it's playing a little bit longer, I feel like that's factored out by how hard the ground is, so it's gonna bounce forward, or I think it's gonna bounce forward. So again, prep stage, I'm just gonna aim kind of skinny-ish tree at the bottom and then Christmas tree type at the top. That's what my line is. Prep done. So that last swing was quite good. So that, try and just have it over there. Good, grand. Right, last full shot really. Rip that again. Ooh, it's drawing a little bit. Drawing a little bit goal. Might be in the bunker. Right, so if I was gonna fault something that caused that shot, I don't think it was the swing, so I don't think it was the execution or the rehearsal. I'd say the prep was probably off now thinking about it. Probably should have hit one more club, would have been a little bit uphill. 8-iron probably would have been the shot because it was just a little draw, bounced and ran into the bunker. This is a shot, obviously the ground's quite hard. There's a slope running right to left. The tendency is you want to land it short. The ground's hard, it's gonna run out, but the thing is the shorter you land it, the more it's gonna run. So play for me and carry it a little bit further. So rehearsal wise, obviously you can't rehearse actually in the bunker touching the sand. Unless your name's Patrick Reed. Yeah, that feels good. Rehearsal done. Set. Set. Not bad. So my little time machine's going again. Missed the 6-footer on the last, missed this one, but then you know what, try and turn that around. You missed the 6-footer on the last. So statistically, you're gonna run and hoop this. It's done, perfect, 6 foot. How does this feel? Probably about that. Grand, that's right. Pushed that one, shoved it. Not the best putt, not the best over those last 2 putts, but that's fine. Got my circles, circle game done, happy days. So I got 6 circles there. I'll show you what my treat is at the very end of this video. I realised that maybe this wasn't the most comical video, but yeah, I hope it comes across that I try and make these videos quite sincere. So when the funny bits happen, they're not forced. I'm not trying to make it funny. If it's funny, great. Otherwise, yeah. I just thought this would be something that'd be quite good for me to do. It's something that I'm gonna be working on. Obviously, my swing's not 100% yet. Really, any of my game is, but not really anyone's game ever is. Like, rarely you'll get your A game, so it's very real life. Well, a lovely little evening. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe, because obviously all the money that it ends up raising will go to a good cause. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. That's always appreciated. If you want to leave any comments, please feel free to. If you want to message me on social media or anything, all my details are down below. I'll cut to my prize now. My lovely, lovely prize. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.